Howdy y'all and welcome back. Let's talk about operating a single action army. In particular, we're going to be talking about operating a single action army in the context of competition shooting. So SASS, Cowboy Action Shooting. This gun is safe and clear. We have snap caps installed, so don't freak out. Most of you are going to do this with the modern two-handed method. So that's going to be holding and breaking your shot with your strong hand, and you're operating the action with your offhand, your weak hand. Somebody just this morning commented on a video that I shared on the social medias about how I was resting my thumb right here. So I'm cocking and I'm doing like that. And they were like, oh, you don't want to cross your thumbs over like that. Yes. With any other gun, even other revolvers, I agree. It should look more like that. But what I'm doing in that video, I'm shooting at a steel target that is 12 yards away, and I'm slowing way down to get proper sight picture so that I can hit the damn thing. In cowboy action shooting, you're normally shooting at fairly generous steel targets that are like 3 to 5 yards away. I maybe once or twice shot as far as 7 yards, but generally they're more like 5. So you don't even have time to rest your thumb and get up. Like, this hand really isn't doing that. What it's doing is it's giving you stabilization for your strong hand, and it's cocking the hammer. And really this thumb you don't get much time to squeeze. I mean, you could, but it would slow you way down. And you don't need it because the targets are right there. So when my dad was shooting, he would slip fire. So he would cock the gun and then pull the trigger back, and he would just keep that trigger finger back and slip fire the gun. That's not really the recommended technique. They generally will encourage you to cock, break the shot, and people get really, really, really fast shooting that way. Now, it's worth mentioning that they're putting a ton of money and the time into slicking their guns up to be extremely easy to operate. And the big secret of cowboy action shooting that nobody ever wants to talk about is that everybody downloads their rounds. So like in my case, I shot 45 Colt, and I would shoot, instead of a 250 grain 45 or 255 is kind of like what you go buy off the shelf, I loaded a 200 or even 180 grain. I even tried some 160 grain for a while, which are real funny because they're like almost like a ball. But 180 or 200 usually is what I would run at about a 60% powder charge. So it is a much, much, much lighter recoiling round than the 45 Colt that you just go buy off the shelf. And the guys that are really, really, really fast are usually shooting 38 specials that are also down pressured. So, I mean, there's like no recoil to the gun, and that helps you run it faster. So, little secret to the game there, but I digress. So what I'm doing in that video when you see me is I am maintaining the muscle memory for this style of gun and this kind of operation. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that. Like, that's not necessary. It's that. So, the other method would be duelist or gunfighter shooting one-handed. And to that, I've done videos on this in the past, but just to touch on it very quickly, obviously, you've got one hand running the entire operation here. And the only pro tip I can offer is most of us are just we're gonna grab with the pad of the thumb right there, hook it like that, pull straight back, and that's fine. What I've really been working on in recent years is catching it with the crease of the thumb joint right there and coming up around a little more. But Either way is fine. So, and that's about it. Don't let the gun move as you break the shot, just like any other gun. So, mostly this takes tons and tons and tons of dry practice, and then getting out to the range and doing it for real, just like any other weapon system. It's lots and lots and lots of repetitions, and you build the muscle memory, and you get better at doing it. So, that's all I got. Until next time, be easy, y'all.